Children are among the most vulnerable. That holds especially true in war-torn countries. Since the war in Ukraine began more than a year ago, millions of people have been displaced, the overwhelming majority women and children. What's more, according to recent figures by UNICEF, 500 children have died since the full-scale conflict began. However, those numbers are likely higher. At one group that is calling on the international community to help and provide greater protection for young people living amid the conflict is the nonprofit Kidsave. CEO Randi Thompson joins us now. Randi, great to have you with us today. I know you know firsthand the impact that this war is having on families and children in Ukraine. Tell us more about that and how your organization is helping.
Look, kids are really the most affected by this war because they don't know what's going on. And so think of yourself if you were a child, particularly if you didn't have a parent to guide you, to help you, to stand with you, it's terrorizing. So obviously our concern when the war first started was we needed to help the women and the children to get to safety. My organization, Kidsave, has been working in Ukraine since 2016 to move children without families into loving homes. So when the war started and the Russians attacked first in Mykolaiv and Kherson, that's where we were working. And so we moved quickly to get those kids out and then found there was such a need to move more people. So in the first 6 months of the war, we moved more than 30,000 people out of combat area, almost 14,000 of them children. We also, provided 1,800 tons of humanitarian aid. And we were most concerned about those kids without families. We were able in the first 6 months to move 500 children out of Mykolaiv into safety out of combat. And that's been our concern, that children are dying in the middle of this war. We have to get them to a place where they're going to be safe.
And
today,
I'm sorry,
yes,
Randi, go ahead.
No, today, the situation's changed some. There were people exiting in great numbers before, but now Ukrainians are beginning to come back, which is on the whole a great thing. But now our needs are changing. We have to work, and our governments, all the governments of the world, have to work to make sure that people can live safely in those homes and be ready and poised to protect them should the escalation, get more in the summer months, which many people say it's going to. There's going to be a much greater offensive from the Russians in the summer months. So we're trying to be prepared for that.
Yeah, and I know that you work to provide opportunities for older children who are in foster care and orphanages. Tell us more about that. And I know it's not just in Ukraine.
No, well, our primary goal is to get kids into loving families or connected to caring mentors so that they have someone to walk beside them as they exit care. In Ukraine in particular, we have a program, it's called Pathways to Success, that works with kids that are aging out of orphanages and helps them by giving them both the opportunity for work skills and also a mentor to guide them. And we've been continuing to do that even during the war. And that's an area where we need to, as a country, as governments around the world, we have to really start to prioritize those kids because they're going to be the future of Ukraine.
Absolutely. What would you like to see the international community do? I mean, you're only one organization and can only do so much.
Of course. The international community, in fact, I was in a conference all day today about business and government, private-public sector partnerships working to help to rebuild Ukraine. You can't wait. I mean, the war may go on for a while, but we have to start now to prepare to help this nation to continue to move forward. And my area, of course, is children. So we're asking that the international community, that the U.S. government prioritize the needs of these vulnerable kids and make sure that in all of these billions of dollars of aid packages, that in addition to providing weaponry, that we're really working to help to heal the kids. We're working on developing trauma therapy and training trainers everywhere so that the children, when they come in from these conflicts, are able to start to heal. We think that there should be, much more priority on getting kids into families so that children are not growing up in orphanages. Before the war, there were more than 100,000 kids living in orphanages. We don't want that to continue going forward because, again, they could be the engine to rebuild, or they could be what really brings Ukraine down. And Ukraine has done so much. The people are so ready to move forward that we need to help them to be able to help themselves.
Randi, we have probably about 10 seconds left, but quickly, how can we help and where can we go for information?
Well, you can go to kidsave.org, and please, if people would consider donating, we have a real crisis right now. The Ukrainian government has asked us to bring 50 children who are living in shelters in these potential combat areas to a new miracle center that we're building. And we're working really hard to get the beds and the facilities ready so that we can actually keep these kids safe over the coming months. So please, people can go on our website, they can donate. They can also share the word with others that Ukrainian children still need help. It's very important.
Absolutely. Randi, thank you so much for coming on. God bless you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.